Hi ninjas, how are you doing? It's a girl Owamie aka Miss Bear for coloring back for our entertainment. If the first time joining me, most definitely welcome. Please do make sure that you subscribe and say hit the bell. I absolutely love you, and do not forget follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. It's at boldly Owamie. Ciao. Wow. So anyway, I know I promised you guys a video for Saturday and that video didn't come. It's coming up today. It's Tuesday, and I just want to sit down and have a and just talk to you guys so that you can understand what has just been going on the past, I would say, for almost 5 months. Because yeah, it has really honestly been a lot, and one of the reasons why I'm doing this video is because I know and understand being a content creator that is used to posting like 4-5 videos a day, Monday to Friday, and now moving to being that content creator that goes a whole week with no video, or one video in a whole week. That can also be frustrating for my followers, and I feel you guys deserve to know what has been going on, because first of all, I have gotten you guys used to the multiple videos, and you know, man. So okay, if you've been following me, you know that this year I lost my equipment, right? And I feel like that was literally just the start. Like, losing the equipment was really something that was like absolutely crazy. Like, I giggle now, but yeah, that was really honestly a lot. And I feel I did my best, like, just to try and be strong on camera, and not make it like so visible, the amount of pain that I felt during that period. And I think this will be a bit of an emotional video, but it's fine. And I think mostly it was because there was a lot of celebration when I lost my equipment, and I'm human. I'm human, of course. The fighting girl in me will come back and say, and then what? You understand? But I won't lie, like, my worst nightmare was like maybe dropping a camera and losing a camera. I never expected that I would lose a whole entire bag with all cameras, all lenses, laptop, like broadcaster, audio, everything. Like, I felt so defeated. I don't even want to lie to you guys. I felt so defeated. It emotionally exhausted me, same day, obviously, guys, remember I did come out and I shared with you guys, and my ninjas really carried me. I'm so thankful to you guys, like sending prayers, donating, and I even got enough money to replace like my laptop from you guys, and I was able to replace the memory cards, and that was a lot for me. Like, literally, that was a lot. So I'll forever be grateful to you guys, like forever be grateful, as much as like it was a time where there was so much hate on the internet, like in terms of like, this newbies celebrating. There was also like so much heartfelt messages that I got. I remember, oh man, there was a ninja that literally sent me 2,000 rands, and the reference said, God replaces in kindness. And I just felt so touched. Like, there were people that were literally sending even 20 rands, and it literally showed me like, oh my God, like, you guys really go so hard for me, that I was like, I can't give up. I can't fall apart. I can't let you guys down, And so yeah, that was really tough. I mean, God's kindness, I did replace everything, and I got a better version of everything, better cameras. I moved from DSLR to mirrorless, audio, everything, God, like, I literally saw God's love that time. Everywhere that I went, everything I wanted was on special. Like, it was so weird, and for me, I just knew that it was just literally God communicating, like, honestly, and I told myself that I'm not gonna dwell in this, I'm gonna move on, and that's exactly what I did. Not so long after, I was so excited with my sister, like so excited that my sister was graduating. And when I tell you guys that my sister and I were so excited, you could not imagine, like, you know, organized, like everything, dress made, hair, makeup, booked, like everything. I had actually even invited like my cousins, and it was supposed to be a huge thing after her graduating, because it was a limited number of people that can go. We were supposed to go like somewhere and just a surprise, like, you know, get people there, like, I mean, my cousins and everyone, and it was supposed to be a big celebration, because I swear to God, I'm so proud of my sister. I know some of you guys know just a little bit of what has been going on with this case with my dad or her father. But people will never know how hard that child went to school, like the conditions. I remember there would be a time where I would have to wake up like early in the morning, drive to and then drive back same day. Mind you, then like my dad is busy doing his hey, and we're leaving Venda like at 9 p.m. at night. I have to drive. I remember one night we slept in a garage. Whew. You know, woke up at like I think 4 a.m. or 5 to drive back because she was writing, but she still passed even with a distinction. Like, I'm so proud of this child, because she didn't even get time to really study. How do you study when you slept like 3 hours in the car? Other children, like, you know, they were able to study the whole day and prepare, you know, but you know, she can't, because we're fighting this battle with court, which we did even find out like some creepy stuff now, which there's a lot of videos that are gonna come. I owe you guys those videos, but I think for me it's like, you should understand the magnitude of proud and how happy I was for her, and so proud. Now the first bomber was my equipment got stolen, which means I had to go into my savings and take money out to go buy new equipment. So I didn't have the funds that I planned to have, and I had to like call my cousins and say, guys, like, I have to stop the celebration right now because I don't have the money to can do that, you know. And they understood, of course, you know. So I was like, okay, after we'll just go to a spare and celebrate her there, you know, because after my equipment got stolen, my sister was like, yo sissy, I don't know, like, you know, because to graduate you need money, like in terms of you pay there, and you know, that's for gown and everything. And she was like, I understand that, you know, things are tough right now. I won't mind if I don't even celebrate. But I just remember saying, you are going to celebrate, I don't care. Even if it's the last 2K that I have, I will pay for that so that you go and you graduate. Like, I don't care, because you deserve it so much. Like, she literally deserved even more. But obviously at that point, you know, I was going through what I was going through, but at least I was able to pay for everything. So the day before, like, she was supposed to go and graduate, which was on a Friday, that's the day that, you know, I get the message that my friend passed away. I go to Binoni, end up even going to the morgue, because they were now taking her to a different mortuary. Waited there, came home around 2 a.m. Mind you, in the morning my sister's graduating. I just, because I knew she was also close with my friend, I didn't wanna like take away from her, because it was already taken away from me. I just remember in the morning, the lady that did my sister's makeup, she's a ninja, right? And I'm sure I'm gonna try look for a picture, because right now my mind is not even like fully, and maybe I'll have and shout out her business. She did such a great job. And I just remember, like, you know, she saw that I was not okay, and I was just like, I kept on wanting to burst into tears. This was in the morning, and I remember just walking out, and she came out, and I was like, you know, this is what happened. And she was like, oh my god, like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, my sister doesn't know, we need to keep it, you know, a secret. Guys, the whole time that my sister was graduating, my heart was on fire. Mind you, at this point, it's not like, okay, telling her or not telling her would have made a difference, really. It was just that thing that I was so angry, like I felt so robbed. I was like, for the past how many years I've been suffering with this child, taking her to school, fighting this battle, doing everything, and I didn't even really get to celebrate, because the day where we were supposed to have the most fun and everything, I could not, because I just lost my friend. And it was really tough, guys. It was really, really tough. I remember at one point my sister looked back and she asked, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm fine." And at that point I had to like up my mood, because I'm just like, hey, you know, I don't want anything to ruin her celebration. Obviously we left, and then when we went for the dinner or brunch, I don't know, not brunch, man, I don't know if you call it what, but yeah, I don't know, supper what. That's when I told her, and of course she was devastated, you know. She was also like super saddened, and we tried our best to keep the mood up, but that honestly like was another thing that was super hard for me. It was super hard. Within the passing of my friend, we found out that there was stuff that she was doing that trust we did not know, or I didn't know. I did not even know the extent of whatever was going on, because I was not even part of it. And then you now have people that were attacking me for grieving, you know. And it was like, do I just stop? But this is how I felt. This is what I want to post. Do I, like, I had to now make a decision that this is what I'm gonna do. You understand? But anyway, throughout that time, that now after the graduation, now funeral arrangements had to be started, and I was going you know, to the house in Benoni and coming back and all that. So obviously that week I wasn't really posting, understandable, right? But after that as well, like, you know, the funeral goes on. There's something about losing a close friend, you know, especially you guys are not far in age, you know this person's personality. Like, one thing about my friend, she was a bigger than life kind of a person, and I don't know about other people, but for me it really, really affected me in terms of, it made me start to look at life in a very different way. My friend did not get sick for months, or any of that, you know, like it was like that. And it makes you realize like just how quick life can, do you understand? And it obviously, like, for me, it gave me a bit of anxiety. I was already emotionally drained from losing my equipment. I was already emotionally drained, and now this was another thing that I just feel like no matter how much I tried to fight, I couldn't. Like, it was really just so much for me. It was just like one loss after one loss, another loss. Like, now losing my equipment looked like nothing. Looking at now, I just lost a friend to death, you know. I really was emotionally drained. And so I just remember I started feeling like something was in my eye. Like, it would feel like maybe I have got like a grain of sand, you know, and I would, like, you know, try remove. I would open my eye, get into the mirror, look, and I don't see anything. Like, I would try, man, to see what's going on. I wouldn't see anything, and it would come and it would go, and then I would feel like my eye burns a bit, this eye, but it would go away, you know. I was like, okay, maybe it's also stress, you know, because of course, like, it was a stressful time. I was so emotionally drained. I felt that I just needed to go home, you know. I want to see my aunt. I wanted to see my, you know, just be around family. And I also wanted to go to my mom's grave. And that's exactly what I did. So I remember, I think it was on the 27th or 28th of June, I drove to Venda. It was right before my birthday, because my birthday is on the 1st of July. And when I went to the grave, you know, most of the time, like, when I go to my mom's grave now, like, I go there, I just sit, I clean, I don't even get emotional, honestly. But this time it was different. Like, I was so emotional, because obviously it wasn't about her. Like, it was just a matter of, I'd been going through a lot, you know, and I went there. But before I did, like, I got home I left Friday, I think it was a Saturday morning. I can't remember the days. No, yeah, I think that was. So I arrived like a Saturday morning, like maybe around 3 a.m. And then we, got home. Sorry. And then after that, in the morning of that Saturday, because we did sleep, when I woke up, my eye was so painful, guys. It was so painful. Like, this eye was, we call it urema in Venda. I don't know, like that feeling where your eyes, like, it's like an ache. Yeah, it wasn't like an eye ache. I don't know how to explain it, but whew, I was like so surprised. This is the first time that I actually was feeling my eye, like to a point where I could not. I went to the pharmacy. When I went to the pharmacy, I asked for like an eye drop, and I explained. The lady that works there, I don't know if she's a pharmacist or a pharmacist assistant, she gave me this other medication, and that medication was almost 400 rands. And I later then found out that it was a steroid. I used it, and when I used it, like, my eyes stung, and I was like, oh my god, like, I didn't expect it to sting that bad. And after that, it got a bit better. Not fully gone, but a lot better. Now, at this point, I didn't want to stress my aunt, because I went home to my aunt this time. I didn't want to stress my aunt. I didn't want to stress anyone around me. I think it's that firstborn thing, like when you feel like you should be responsible for everyone, and when Nanji should always, So, even when I went to get the eye drops, I didn't tell anyone, my sisters. I just said I'm going to the pharmacy. And then Sunday, we slept Sunday. That's when we went to the grave. And everything was fine. And then I came back home. Guys, it was the start of a nightmare. When I went to bed, the moment I came back here, when I went to bed, when I went to bed, when I woke up, my eye was so dry. Not only just dry, like it was dry, it was stinging. It was a pain that I couldn't open this eye. It was so sensitive. Now, I do have a friend of mine that specialized in, like, he's an eye doctor. He specialized, I think they call them an ophthalmologist. I forgot the name. I call him and I'm like, yo, this is what's going on. I'm going through a problem. And he tells me, like, what medication eye drops did they prescribe? I told him, he said, I wouldn't advise you use that because that's a steroid. I will advise you go get this particular one. And literally same day I went, I got it. Didn't even need prescription. And I came back and he said, just administer that 4 times, right? But before I called him, it had been a few days, man. I wouldn't like the fact that when I pour it, it would sting. Even before I knew it was a steroid, I didn't like that it stung, So now I'm really like stressed. Like, I'm stressed. I don't know like what's going on. And that's when I decided to call him. When he said that, I used that eye drops and they did help. So every night before I go to bed, I would put it on. Every morning when I wake up, I'd put it on. In the afternoon, I'd put it on. And later at night, again, I'd put it on. I did not like the fact that, the dryness. It's almost like every time that I was now putting the eye drops, I would wake up more and more dry. It was like whatever was going on, it was like progressing, because I'd wake up even drier than before. Like, after I put on the eye drop, the eye gets better. The longer I keep, if I wake up and I don't put on the eye drop immediately, then I'm gonna have pain throughout the day. If I put on the eye drop, there will be pain, but it will be a bit minimal. At this point, he had traveled, so it was like, when I come back, I'm gonna definitely check you out. And I was like, how long are you gone for? It was like 3, almost 4 weeks, and that was too much for me because I was in so much pain. I would wake up and I would have to like close this eye with my hand like this so that it's shut, run to the bathroom, like open it and put on the drop, and that's how I could be able to blink. And mind you, at this point when I wake up, my eye would even be swollen. So that was when I went to the specialist. I've spoken about that. When I got there, the doctor looked at me and she said my eye was fine. Now mind you guys, when I went there I was so nervous, like I was so scared, like guys, I was so scared because the amount of pain that I would be feeling. I felt like, oh my god, am I losing my eye? Now at this point my eye was so sensitive to light. Whew. So sensitive to light. And being someone that works with lights all the time, I mean, I shoot for a living, I make videos for a living, I shoot. Even now as I'm using this, I'm using a light. I'm just using a small light. I don't know if my phone is here. Maybe I can be able to take a video for you guys to see the light that I'm using. I'm using a small light, so it's not really like, you know, I'm sure I'll insert a picture. I'm using a small light, and that's better because, you know, it's not as bright, but at the same time you can see the video is not like proper lit. But at that time, even this light, I couldn't, like this, I could not survive it. When I went to the doctor, I was so nervous. I remember right before I entered, guys, I had this running tummy. I had to rush to the toilet. Like, yo guys, I don't know why this video has been so difficult to shoot. I don't know if it's because I've not shot in a very long time, but anyway, now I leave the doctor's office, right, and she tells me that, you know, the glasses that I'm using, because when she tested me I was wearing my old prescription, which again I'm not supposed to do that. So she believes that it's because of that my eye strained, because of the changing of the, you know, scripts, because the lenses are a different script, the glasses are a different script, and I think this is what I explained in the other video. So I leave there honestly, like, and she also prescribed this other ointment, like it's not eye drops, it's an ointment, and I go and I get it, right. When I came back from her that day, I remember I was so happy because I was like, oh my god, at least my eye is fine. And I'm sure when I'm using this ointment, like, I'm gonna be okay, blah blah blah. I used the ointment the first night, and when I wake up the following morning, I wake up with the most dreadful headache. I couldn't like explain it, guys. It was almost like, I'm never someone that drinks too much, so I don't really get babalast, but I think I would say it would be like that headache where if I drink like cocktails, which is how I stopped, I get babalast. Like even if I just have two, I wake up with that like headache, and I feel like, and that's the feeling I was getting. So I was like, oh my gosh, like what's happening? Like the eye itself was not painful and it wasn't dry, but I would be having this headache. So now it's like, okay, I thought, well, maybe it's because, you know, the day before I had been using like the eye drops, and then that same night I put the ointment. Maybe that is the reason. And because I woke up that day and my eye was not dry and it was fine, I was like, okay, let me leave the eye drops and I will just use the ointment, and then, you know, in the morning I'm sure I'll be fine. And I was happy obviously that, you know, the eye was fine now, like it wasn't dry. The same night I used the ointment again, I wake up with yet another headache. Like it's a headache that you can't stand. Now mind you guys, like throughout this whole situation, my eye painful and everything, I'm not taking painkillers, and I don't know why. I'm just someone that I hate taking painkillers. Like I would take painkillers when it's like the last resort. So it's really never even in my mind. I wish I thought of it. And I know this sounds so dumb. Like, wait, you were in pain, you never thought of taking painkillers? I'm that person that I would take painkillers when it's the last resort. Like even if I can have the most maximum headache, I will sleep, I will drink water, I will sleep, I will do whatever. Anything that I can try do first before I have to go to medication, you know. I don't know, like I'm just like that. I don't know if there are other people that are like that. So for me, this whole time when I was in pain, honestly, I just never thought of painkillers. I just never thought of painkillers, honestly. So now I'm waking up, I'm having this headache. Mind you, I have to go to work. Like my staff, they carried me this time, Chem, with Mupandi. Like, yo, because, you know, we've been getting new clients, it's been booked, it's been busy, and I won't lie, guys, like I wouldn't have made it. I don't know how I would have done, because number one, my eye is so sensitive to light. I did immediately go and get new glasses, but it took like almost 2 weeks before the glasses came. So now, you know, it's this whole situation where my eye hurts. I'm scared to wear the other script of the glass because I believing that's what's straining my eye. So I'll wake up, I'll put eye drops, I'll put contact lenses because I don't have any other choice. But the contact lens on this eye will be burning. Like, it was a nightmare. I had to stop now. As much as I didn't want to, I had to go back to my old prescription, like, because contact lenses would burn when it comes to this eye. I obviously, like, you know, decided that I was gonna go away. I think that was like on the 1st of August, went away. And when I got there on vacation, that's when I started having maximum toothache. This was the time that I was waiting for my new glasses, mind you. I would have this toothache that was just... So I had a tooth which is up here, and I have another one down here. They both have been filled. So when they were filled, the doctors drilled both the teeth. As drilling, mind you, it was different doctors that did both these teeth, and both of them, their fillings both came out 2 times. So when they came out second time, I mean, I wasn't in any pain. I just said, yo, you know what, I'm tired. Like, I'm really tired. Now obviously it developed, I don't know if you call it cavity, or it started getting dark, like inside. And the one up I couldn't really obviously see, but this one here, like, I could see, and it would be dark. Food would go in as I ate, and I would just use toothpick remove, and there was no pain, honestly, you know. So I was like, okay. When I arrived, like, you know, wherever I had gone, that was when literally, like, the toothache started. I remember being there trying to search, like, dentists around, because at this point, like, guys, it was so much pain. It would come, it would go. It would come, it would go. Now I'm not eating with this side. I'm now only eating with this side, which this side also, I had a tooth that had... it would just pain. It has every feeling, but it would just pain. And I never was using this side for a very long time. I was using this side, but now because this side, like, hey, I was now using this side. When I came back, the tooth got better. I don't know why. Is it because I was next to the ocean or whatever it is that was going on? I really didn't know. But when I came back, I started now looking for, like, dentists around. And I did get a great dentist, like, she's in Woodmead. And then I went there, right? And how I found her was because I was calling a bunch of dentists, and they were like, we're fully booked, we're fully booked. And they were like, we can accommodate you and see you tomorrow. So I was like, okay, great. Morning, I went. When I went there, the doctor, you know, she looks at my teeth, and then she says, open your mouth. And she was like, girl, it's bad. The tooth up here, it has a horrible infection. And now I'm just like, oh my god, that's why I've been in so much pain, like, with my tooth. And then, you know, she's like, before we do anything, we're gonna have to take an x-ray. So that's how they saw that there was infection, it was bad, you know, this and that. And then she now started writing, like, prescription, and she said, listen, you're gonna have to take this medication. She wrote antibiotics. When she wrote antibiotics, she then told me that, you know, when you go home, you may experience these symptoms. And she also said you may have, your eye might also be infected. Like, in terms of, she said, don't be alarmed if your eye starts hurting or anything. And that was when literally I was like, oh my god, my eye has been so painful. And she was like, yes, the infection of the tooth can do that. That's when I came home. Now I started taking antibiotics. I have never, and mind you guys, the antibiotics that I was taking, there were other medications. She even also prescribed probiotics. Guys, I have never felt nausea to that level. I have never in my entire life felt nausea to that level. It felt like it was the worst thing, like feeling like you want to throw up but you are not throwing. It was the worst thing, honestly. Now at this point, obviously, you know, I'm an adult. I was like, oh my gosh, you know, I was like, you know what, I need to stop, and then I will go to the doctor. Like, I don't know, there was something that I was concerned about that I just feel like it would be TMI if I shared. But I stopped the antibiotics. right? And I stopped them, I think, on the 3rd day because of the nausea was just too much. And I remember going back to the doctor and I told her that the nausea was too much, I couldn't take it, I stopped. They said, okay, you have taken, because she said after 2 days of taking the antibiotics, you can come back, the infection will have gone down a bit and we can be able to work on the tooth. So I was like, okay, fine. So when I got there, they did x-ray, right? When they did x-ray, they found that I needed a root canal for the tooth up here, a root canal for the tooth here. And turns out this tooth, this side, the reason why it has also been painful is because it also got an infection. Though it has a filling on top, it got an infection from down there, and that's the reason why it has also been painful. So now I need like 3 root canals. Each root canal, like this is like 7,000 rands, this one is like almost 6,000 for the other one was 4.7. like this is a lot of money, mind you. I've spent thousands on the glasses and the consultations and everything, and obviously I was just like, I don't know like what to do, you know. I go there and they're like, listen, let's look at the best thing that we can actually do for you. I was like, okay, fine. They looked at this tooth up here and they were like, the way that is so damaged, I don't even recommend a root canal. I recommend we remove it, extraction. And I was like, okay, fine. She was like, this one and this one, I wouldn't recommend you remove them. You still need your teeth because I have so many teeth out. And so I was like, okay, that is fine, right? She removed this tooth and then I came back home. So she was like, in 2 weeks time you will come back and then I'm gonna do a root canal on this one and we're gonna do a deep filling on this one first, because obviously I'm gonna pay for the root canal of this one, which this one needs it immediately. This one I can still eat and it doesn't hurt, like, you know, it's just irritation that, you know, the food will go in and I will remove, but it also will need a root canal, like, you know, in the near future. But she was like, we can buy you time with this one, and I was like, great, that is fine. So I get there, removes the tooth. Mind you, now it stopped the antibiotics, and how the antibiotics work is that if it's you are supposed to drink for 5 days, you drink 5 days like back to back to back to back. You don't like drink 3 days, stop 4 days and then go drink 2 days. It won't be effective, I know that much. So now I knew that I'm gonna have to go on another course that I'm gonna be able to, you know, finish. Now at this time, the concerns that I had first time, I didn't have them anymore because I'd confirmed. So now I was like, okay, you know, she removed this tooth. After she removed this tooth, that night, guys, it got removed on the 23rd of August, by the way. That night I was throwing up like nobody's business. I've had teeth removed, I've never thrown up because of a tooth removed. And the craziest thing was that I had not eaten that day. I didn't eat. I only ordered veggies and like ribs from Spare, and I only ate the veggies. I didn't even eat a single rib there because somehow the meat was smelling weird. And the throw up, it wasn't veggies even that I was throwing up, it was like stuff from my stomach. I was like, oh my gosh, like it must probably be the infection. Like I don't know how many times I throw up, like, you know, that throwing up that you are like, your body is actually like jamming you, and it was really bad. Like it was so bad. I threw up, probably went to throw up like 3 times, and it wasn't like minor, it wasn't minor, you know. The only time I can remember throwing up that much was the time I had food poisoning, you know. And now at this point I was like, oh my gosh, like what is going on? Because even before I ate the food, how I knew it wasn't food poisoning from the Spare food was because even before I had eaten, I was feeling so nauseous, like I was feeling nauseous. And then when I started throwing up, guys, it was like it was crazy. It was really honestly just crazy. Then in the morning after that, I woke up and I was feeling so much better. Even my eye was feeling a bit better, you know. And I'm still on the drops. Like I put on drops like morning, afternoon, night, morning, afternoon, night. If I don't, it will be like extreme pain. And even when I do, I will still be in pain, but it would just be a bit better. But then now, I would say after I removed the tooth, the next appointment that I was supposed to go for was in 2 weeks, so that I can get the root canal and the deep filling. And then now, guys, this tooth angry had been removed. The healing was really good. Like, honestly, she removed it so well. I didn't feel pain. Even after, I really didn't feel pain. I think I felt pain day 3 because I have long roots, and every dentist says this. So she had to scrape, I think, like just a single part, and you know, to hold the tooth a bit up to pull it down. She was so good. And then when I came back now, I think after 2 or 3 days, 4 days, somewhere there, guys, this tooth started. It was pain that I can't even imagine. It was consistent pain. This one, it would be pain that comes in and then goes. This was constant pain. I remember calling the practice, and I was like, I need an appointment. Like, I can come even now. Unfortunately, she was also fully booked. They were like, we can make an opening for you tomorrow at 4 o'clock. I'm in this much pain. I remember the night before going to bed, I was googling like, what can stop pain, and I remember my heart beating so fast because I was like, oh my god, I won't be able to survive this. I was in so much pain, guys, like, oh my god, so much pain. And then I went to TikTok, I searched, I saw someone saying that like ice helps. So I went and I took like a duffel bag, I put ice inside, and then I put that ice like here because it was this side. After I put the ice, it started to feel a bit better. And the night before, I had not slept. I was just having insomnia, so my body was so exhausted because the night before I had not slept. I probably slept like 2 hours, sorry, and that really saved me because I think my body just gave up. Like, I passed out. And then when I woke up in the morning, it was the consistent pain. I remember just calling the practice because I wanted to say, guys, can I come just now? Like, I can't and everything. And they said the doctor was actually not even around. She was doing operations that day. She was in surgery, so I think she was not even supposed to work that day. So that's why they just booked me at the end, so that after she's done there, she would just come see me and everything. So when I got there, obviously, like, now it went to 4. I was like, yes, I was on painkillers. Now I was like, there's no solution here. I was taking 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, 2 at night. The pain was unbearable. Like, I went in, and the doctor actually then performed the root canal on this tooth. So the pain stopped, but she didn't like fully fill the tooth. Like, in terms of fully fill the tooth, I'm saying she did a temporary filling. Instead, after 2 weeks, I have to come back so that she can do a permanent. So I think she does that so that she can see if, you know, all the nerves are out, you won't get any pain, and then it won't be like too much work to have to now remove the filling and put and do again and stuff, which I feel is very smart. I've had root canals before, and the other dentists have not done that. So she really is a great doctor, I won't lie. So okay, you know, got that root canal done. Now the deep filling here, I couldn't do it that day because remember, they had actually even just done an exception for me, because they heard that I was in a lot of pain, which I really truly just so much appreciated. So when I came back now after this, guys, my eye my eye showed me pudra. My eye was now showing me flames. It was now proper burning. Like, my teeth now are no longer painful. I mean, I'm still dealing with the healing, you know. Day 3, when I said I was feeling pain here, the eye was like, bona, absolutely crazy. Like, the burning sensation and everything. And I was like, as much as, like, you know, I threw up and everything, obviously I didn't finish course, so I definitely will need another antibiotic. So now I was like, I'm not gonna go back to the dentist for this. So luckily I did get a doctor that does consultations online, and I called and I explained the situation. She said, okay, you know, I will just suggest that I will prescribe antibiotics for you since you're saying you didn't finish course. And I said, okay, that's fine. She prescribed the medication for me, I mean the antibiotics, and I went and I fetched them. I started, you know, from the first day that I drank, I started to feel my eye go down. Second, third, today I'm about to finish the last pill because I started the antibiotics at night, so it's finishing in the morning, which is now like it's now 12. I'm just about to go eat, and then I'm gonna finish the last one. And let me tell you something, this past days, the throw up that I've thrown up, it has never happened to me. And mind you guys, I was drinking probiotics. They are so important because I can't imagine like if I didn't even have the probiotics. So I would drink the antibiotics, an hour later I would chew the probiotic that I've been given. But the throwing up, the running tummy, Uri, I really honestly like understood that, wow, I really had a bad infection from the teeth. Guys, as I'm talking to you guys right now, I would say my eye is like 98%, which gives me hope. Also, I'm not wearing contact lenses right now, but at least like I don't have the glasses and I can stand this light, because there was a point where I couldn't stand this light even though I had glasses on. So yeah, it has been a lot. It has been a lot. I've had issues with my teeth for a very long time. A very long time. If you follow me, you'll know this. I remember, I think 2 years ago, I'd had an infection as well, and I was talking about, like, you know, I went through so much pain, and I remember there were content creators that were literally laughing and making fun. And because I said, you know, I had a whole wound up and it had passed, and I remember, you know, the snark, silly comments talking on some, oh, that's so disgusting, I was even eating, blah blah blah. And mind you, like, this is my reality, you know. I've had such issues with my teeth. You guys remember last day, December, my tooth just fell off, and that was also so painful because they had to cut my jaw to get the last piece out, because as I said, I have long roots and the whole root was in, but there was nothing to hold on, which that was pain that I also just couldn't, like, when I just think of how much pain I've gone through with my teeth, I'm like literally at the point where I feel like I want to just remove them all and maybe find a different solution, you know, false teeth or something, because yeah, it has really been a lot for me. I couldn't work for the past 2 months. I could not work for the past 2 months. And not to mention like the emotional aspect of it, you know, how scared you would be thinking you're losing your eye. I was so scared because I thought something was wrong with my eyes, you know, like in terms of like the eye itself. And I was like, whatever is going on with this eye, is it gonna also come to this eye? Like, what am I going to do? It has just been a lot. So basically, in a nutshell, is what has been going on. That's why you guys have not been getting as many videos. I would say that for over 60 days I've lived with pain, because even now my eye is not like 100%, you know. It's not 100%, but again, I'd say it's like 98% from how it was, because it's now not that consistent pain. It's not the aching pain, because at one point, guys, like I would just be so frustrated, like I wouldn't even know what to do. So I also did find out that you know, like, oh my gosh, your teeth can kill you. Tooth infection is so serious. So if you have any black teeth, like cavities, stuff like that, please don't take it for granted. Don't take it light. Please go to the dentist immediately. Let them fix that, because if not, you might end up like me or worse, you know. The other thing again is that with the infection, it weakened my eye, because this was my strong eye. I think if you're someone that has eye problems, you know that majority of the time your eyes don't see the same. So mine also didn't. This one was like the one that saw less than this one, but now they're seeing the same. Which means this got weakened because it was my stronger eye. Which, I mean, I don't know, I won't lie. I don't know if I should say it's a bad thing or whatever, because it makes seeing better. Like, even if I don't have glasses, like, I can be able to see. Whereas before, it was like that thing where the other eye would be seeing more, the other one would not, and so everything would just, it would look imbalanced, man, you know. But it's never a good thing, you know. I mean, it didn't like weaken my eye too much, because the eye difference was like a minus, maybe 0.2, but it did, you know. So that's the other thing. And yeah, I think I've just been dealing for a long time. I've just been going through a lot, and I'm just praying and hoping that right now it will be better, like from now going forth, because guys, I'm tired. Being in physical pain every single day is no child's play. I don't know how people do life that have like chronic pain. It weakens you, it emotionally exhausts you, it's draining, it's draining, like it is draining. And at that point, I won't lie, like the only thing I'm thinking of is my health. I mean, you saw there were times where I did try calm and I had my glasses on, the black ones, before the Prada arrived. And then when the Prada arrived, if you've looked at it, majority of the videos, even for trial and back, I've been shooting with the glasses because my eye was so sensitive. There's an episode that I think will end up just coming out tomorrow, I don't know, or today, maybe part 1, maybe today, I don't know. But I did not have my glasses. That's because we shot that, I think, day before yesterday, yeah, on Sunday. So my eye had already started getting better, like I could be able to see, though I didn't have contact lenses, because I've not started wearing contact lenses again, but it could stand the light, which is so much better, which means it definitely was the infection. Because even the doctor that I went to for the glasses, she checked my eyes and she was like, no, your eyes are fine, but it was actually the infection that was caused by the tooth, you know. So I won't lie, like it has really just been a lot. I've been so exhausted, guys. I've been so exhausted. And again, if you have any advice that you can give me, please do. If you've been someone that got your teeth removed and you know you've got like, because I would prefer to have permanent teeth, because I know they're waking up and putting teeth on, it would frustrate me. And how much do they cost, you know, like, and is there any advice you'd give? I think now that I'm finishing course and I'm gonna be going back to the doctor next week to get the filling permanently closed, because the root canal was definitely a success. I've not felt pain or anything since. And then do the deep filling. I feel like for now it will be fine, because this one will have closed. But I wanna go visit an orthodontist, just so that, you know, they can just check me fully, because I feel like there definitely has to be an infection that is causing all these teeth to get infected. Like, what is it? Is there anything that I'm doing? Because I at this point, I won't lie, guys, I've had tooth issues since I was a child, like since I was young. I just remember, like, it has really just been a lot. It has really just been so exhausting. I'm not even going to lie. So basically, that is that. That's the reason why you guys were not getting videos. And now that I'm feeling a lot better, I think that, you know, I'm ready to come back to work. And also not just with what I went through, like now, I think also like with, ever since like my equipment got stolen, it has just been one hit after another, and it has been so close to each other. Like literally in the past 4 months, I lost my equipment, I lost my friend, I had to move my whole entire studio, you know. And again, being in business, you have to think, are the people are gonna move with me when I'm moving so far from where I was in Sandton, and now I'm in Midrand? Are they gonna come with me? And thankfully, like, they all did. which, you know, I'll forever be grateful, you know. But there was a lot, you know, a lot of decisions making, and then after that, immediately going into being sick, like for the longest time. If it was not the tooth, it was the eye. Whilst they are treating this, it's the throwing up, it's the nausea, it's the running tummy. Yo, guys. Hi, Shem. I really saw it, and I just want to say, if you're someone, you have got a tooth that has got a hole, whether you can see it or not, just go and get it fixed, Shem. You don't want to go through what I went through. You really don't. Anyway, ninjas, I love you guys, and thank you so much for still sticking around, and, you know, just allowing me be like a crybaby. The other symptom again that I can say that I forgot to mention was that the eye was aching, right? But it also constantly felt like there was something sitting on my eye like that. Like, even though it's fully open, it would just feel like there's something sitting on my eye. It was horrible. It was horrible. If it's not the horrible ache, it's the pins that would... If I went anywhere near the lights, sorry, it's chai for me, because that night I was gonna sleep. Yo, I'm drained. I'm just emotionally drained. But we move, you know, we move, honestly. And again, as I said, after this I want to go to an orthodontist. So if you have one that you would recommend, please do, because yeah, I'm ready to let go of all my teeth now. Like, it's okay, it's enough. They've done their big one. I'm okay. Like, I can literally go through life with no teeth. Like, if that's the case, you know, I'll do false teeth or anything. Like what I just experienced right now, it's really, no, they're just not worth it, you know. They're just not worth it for me right now. And I have such beautiful teeth. The structure and everything is so beautiful, but I'm ready to just let it go, because for the longest time, like, if it's not one tooth, it's the other. If it's not this one chipping, it's this one breaking. Yeah, it's not easy, obviously, but I'm just tired. And also the itching, it would itch. Yeah. Anyway, I love you guys. Stay blessed, and I will see you guys in my next upload. Bye.